Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. I wanted to talk about some recent beauty hits and misses, some stuff that I've really enjoyed using and getting to know, and some stuff that just unfortunately didn't work for me. It's mostly makeup, and then I have a couple of random skincare, body care things to talk about at the end. But let's dive into makeup, starting with complexion. And this was unfortunately a miss for me, but I do appreciate certain qualities about it, and I think that for the right person this is a great product. And it's the Face Bond foundation from Urban Decay. Shade 13, described as light medium cool olive, is actually a really great shade. It's quite hard to find olive undertones catered to, especially on the light medium end of the spectrum, and this is really nice. I think if you use shade 3.5 in Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, this is very comparable to that. It's like a volatile type of formula. It sets really fast. It's a self-setting foundation, so you don't really need powder to set it or anything. I'd say it has pretty solid medium to full coverage almost, and it's not creamy at all. It's very lightweight, but it packs a punch in terms of pigment and in terms of coverage. Unfortunately, this just, no matter what I did, it just didn't sit nicely on my skin. It just looked very cakey, very makeup-y, and I don't know, it's almost like my skin isn't oily enough anymore to get along with this, or I don't know, maybe it's just not hot and humid enough. Maybe in the 2 months out of the year when the heat and humidity are just right and my skin's producing just the right amount of oil, this will work for me. But every time I've tried to wear this foundation, I just did not like. I ended up washing my face and starting over with something else because I don't like the way this looks on my skin. I don't like, it's too much coverage, and it's also just highlighting texture that I don't like to be highlighted. But it's weird because when I apply it on the back of my hand, as you see here, it's nice and smoothing. For some reason, it doesn't jive well with the skin on my face. It's very similar to the issues that I had with the Guerlain Terracotta Le Tint foundation or the Lisa Eldridge foundation. I'm sure there are certain things that I could do in terms of skin prep to change around in my routine to maybe get this to work for me, but I am at the point in my life where I want products to work for me. I don't want to have to work for the product. You know what I mean? 23-year-old me would have loved this foundation. I think for somebody in their early 20s, mid 20s, but unfortunately it's just not driving with my current foundation preferences. I like things to be very lightweight and very natural. I'm not into this. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me, but I can see how it could work for the right person. I think, again, like I said, if you're younger, if you don't have any skin texture concerns and you're quite oily and you want something that's very thin but that gives you good coverage and has good longevity, give this a try because I can see how this could perform well for the right person, but that person just isn't me at the moment. The Caliray Hideaway, what is this called? The Clean Under Eye Color Corrector. This is in one of their new shades. It's called Radiant. The color is beautiful. It's a beautiful brightening salmony pink shade. It does brighten really beautifully. It's a very thin serum-y type of formula. So if you like thin serum concealer formulas, if you like the Tower 28 concealer formula, you will really like this because the formula is very similar. So if maybe, the Tower 28 concealer is your go-to under the eyes and you wish you had a little bit of extra brightening, this would be a great product with that. Unfortunately, these types of thin serum-y formulas don't work well under my eyes. My under eye area, the skin is just, I can see it getting thinner as I age, and these thin serum-y formulas really emphasize the texture of the skin under my eyes. And I don't like that at all, and they don't wear nicely on me either. Like today, I tried to put this on just to show you how nice it brightens. I like to let it sit. I apply it just in the dark area under my eyes, and I let it sit for a few minutes so that it dries out and it gets a bit thicker. And then I blend it out. And it looks really beautiful for like the first minute or so, but then as it settles onto my skin, it just emphasizes texture in an unflattering way. I prefer creamier, thicker formulas under my eyes, like the Westman Atelier concealer. The House Labs concealer is another favorite of mine. I find that a thicker concealer formula, I can use a small amount of it, less product, but also because the consistency is a bit thicker, it sits on top of my texture nicer, and it almost masks the texture because the concealer formula has more substance to it. Next, I wanted to talk about some cheek products, and the first is this new highlighter from Ciele. This is the Highlight and Protect SPF 50 Glow Highlighter. This particular product in the shade Penny mixed with the Ciele blush in the shade Kirsty make for the most beautiful glowy cheek. What I like about the Ciele highlighter is that it has this, it's like a thicker consistency, and it has this beautiful base pigment, and it's very, very subtle, but it's still impactful. And I love mixing it with the Kirsty blush. Kirsty is my favorite blush from Ciele. I have loved this so much. You can see I'm almost out of it. I'm going to have to repurchase. And you know, especially nowadays, in the age of blush, you know what it means to actually use up a blush. That's how you know the love is true and the love is real. This is one of my all-time favorite blushes. Kirsty is just that perfect, slightly pink, slightly beigey brown. It's such a gorgeous nothing kind of blush. If you like Peau de Pêche by Westman Atelier, you will like Penny from Ciele. They're actually quite similar. Peau de Pêche is maybe a little bit darker. So this is Westman Atelier Peau de Pêche. This is Ciele Kirsty, and then this is the Ciele Penny highlighter. So to me, the formula of the Ciele highlighter is perfect for everyday use, for daytime use, because it sets and it gives a very subtle glow. It's not a wet shine. It doesn't make your hair stick to your cheeks or anything. It's a perfect everyday daytime glowy highlight, especially since obviously it has added SPF 50 in it. So you can obviously use it by itself as a highlighter. They do have a couple of shades that are lighter than this if you want more of a classic highlighter tone. I just really love the color Penny. I think it looks really great with my skin tone. You can just use this underneath your blush just to get that little glow from within look. You can just use it on top of your blush like a traditional highlighter. My favorite way of using it is mixing it with a liquid blush, and it just gives the most beautiful, subtle, effortless glow without making me feel, without being too overwhelming. One of the few highlighter formulas that I enjoy, and probably the only highlighter formula that I enjoy using during the day, because sometimes even when I use the Westman Atelier Peau de Pêche, sometimes it can feel a bit too much for daytime, so I usually like to use that one in the summer in the evenings. Another blush that is not new but new to me that I finally got to try is the Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Sleepy Girl. The formula and the color are fantastic. The packaging it just feels so flimsy. Usually these types of shades, like a lot of the times when shades are described as mauve or pinky mauve, they end up pulling a lot warmer on my cheek. It's not a big deal. I can make it work and I actually quite enjoy the look, but sometimes I want something that's a bit more neutral or a little bit more cool toned, and Sleepy Girl from Rhode is that girl. It actually blends out so beautifully and it looks really, really pretty on the cheeks. It stays very true to color, which is awesome, and the formula is beautiful. I like to apply it with a more dense brush like this. This is a BK Beauty 106 brush. I think BK Beauty has a 20% off sale right now, so if you need any brushes, highly recommend checking them out. But this does a really, really nice job at distributing the blush all over the cheeks. This is how it compares against my other favorite blush that's sort of like in the packaging, it looks like they would be similar, but in application, Merit Fox pulls a lot warmer on me. There's almost like a little bit of terracotta running through it, which I really like. It looks really, really pretty. It's nice to have options. So it's nice to have, you know, this beautiful warmer option and then a cooler option depending on the look that I'm going for that day. One blush formula that's kind of a miss for me, but I am able to make it work, is this from Feis, and this is in the shade Follow Me. And I love this in theory. The formula is really cool. It's like a putty formula, similar to those old Maybelline putty blushes or the MAC Glow Play blushes, I think they're called. Kind of feels like Play-Doh. In theory, this is such a good, like a cool product. I love that it's a beautiful baby pink and a red. Unfortunately, this color just doesn't look good on my cheeks. The pink there's like too much white in it. So when I put this on my cheeks, it looks like I put Pepto-Bismol on my cheeks. And it's just too white. It looks very, very chalky. So it's not good. It's just not right for my skin tone. But I can see how if you have fair skin, this would look beautiful on you. You would look like a beautiful porcelain doll. The red is really nice. So I'm able to use the red. I've been using the red a lot. And I don't have any red blushes. This is a great way to ease me into red blush because I know there was a red blush trend not too long ago that I didn't jump on because I was intimidated by it. But this is such a pretty pop of color, and I've been using this on my lips sometimes too. Just for like a little bit of something something. The formula is really, really pretty. It wears nicely on my cheeks as well. It's just the color was kind of a miss. The last cheek product I wanted to talk about, I can just shout it from the rooftops. This is hands down one of the best powder cheek formulas I've ever tried. It's the Westman Atelier Cheek Duo. There are 6 of them. 3 of them are sculpting and blush duos, and the other 3 are just blush duos. I have the shade Petal Biscuit from the Sculpting Duo. It is extremely smoothing and blurring. It's a really luxurious, elegant powder formula. It is currently on sale, 20% off in the Credo sale. So if you have been curious about these, if you want to check them out, if maybe you missed out on them in the Sephora sale, these sold out really fast. It layers beautifully with everything I've thrown at it. The first thing I do is I apply the biscuit shade. This shade is a great bronzer for my skin tone. It's like a bronzer contour kind of shade. It's just really nice and neutral on my skin. Then I either leave it as that or I then dip the brush into Petal. It's just such a pretty, effortless, everyday kind of pink shade. I'm such a big fan of this. Next, let's talk about lips. I was expecting to hate this because there are a lot of mixed reviews about this product. The Rhode Peptide Lip Shape in the shade Twist. And this is the perfect lip contour shade for me. I like that it's cool toned. It doesn't pull warm on me. A lot of lip liners, contour shades, they end up pulling too warm on my skin, and then it just looks like I have this weird ring of chocolate around my mouth. But this doesn't. Just creates such a beautiful dimension, and this just reminds me of the old Burberry lip contour. The formula is very similar to that. I just set it with a little bit of loose powder, and I can get it to last just as well as my other lip liners. I've also really been enjoying the lip gloss that Rachel from The Beauty Professor did in a collaboration with Metier de Beaute. A very pigmented color, and Rachel designed this to kind of mimic the effect that we get when we're just layering a bunch of different products. You know, you start off with your favorite nude lipstick, but then sometimes you add in a little bit of extra pink, sometimes you add a little bit of extra gloss, and ultimately you're left with this beautiful pigmented glossy concoction. This kind of mimics that effect. It's just a really beautiful pigmented lip gloss that because it's pigmented, it actually lasts on the lips really nicely. It's extremely comfortable. It feels very moisturizing on the lips. It's not gloopy at all. It just has a really perfect consistency. There's a little bit of very, very subtle gold shimmer running through it as well. I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but it is very, very pretty, very flattering. It's subtle. If you like the color of Tower 28 Pistachio Lip Gloss, which is my other favorite neutral pink gloss, the Le Metier de Beauté Beauty Professor gloss is like the amped up, more pigmented, more jazzed up version of it. Let's talk about eyes next. One of my favorite, all-time favorite eyeshadows was the Giorgio Armani Eye Tint, the shimmery ones specifically. I had repurchased shade 11 last fall in the Sephora sale. It's an eyeshadow color and an eyeshadow formula that I've been buying ever since these launched. So it's been a decade. I've gone through multiple iterations of packaging, multiple reformulations, but whatever reformulation they did the last time makes this formula not work for me anymore. Unfortunately, they made these a little bit more pigmented and they made them set faster and be more long wearing, which is great for some people. Not great for me because I liked to have a little bit of extra playtime to blend it into place, and then it sets and then I'm good to go. It sets so fast now, mixed with the texture of my thinning eyelid skin. It looks so crepey and patchy. At first I thought it was just an issue with that shade 11, so I was planning on getting another one in a different shade to try this Sephora sale. But then Giorgio Armani sent me a PR package and these 3 eye tints were in that PR package. So I was like, oh great, I was planning on repurchasing these anyway to see if it was just a fluke. And I tried all 3 different shades and I had the same issue with all of them. So unfortunately, this formula just doesn't work for me anymore. I did try another new liquid eyeshadow formula, and it's the Urban Decay, oh my gosh, what is this called? The Glazed Liquid Eyeshadow, and they're really, really pretty. Sugar Twist is my favorite because you know I am a sucker for a rose gold. This is neither a hit or a miss for me. It's kind of like an in-between for me. I do enjoy it. What I like about it is that it is very, very long wearing and it barely creases on me. And due to my anatomy, almost everything creases on me. So it's nice to have a really easy throw on sheer rose gold glitter formula that I can use if I'm in the mood for glitter during the day. And then I know that this is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to migrate. There's no fallout. It's barely going to crease. So I like that aspect of it. You have to shake it up really, really well. And it's got this like little, it almost looks like a little quill. It's like a little brush applicator. I would assume if you have very, very smooth and plump eyelids, you can apply it straight from the brush and just kind of, I think that's the intention, right? The intention is to be able to apply it just with the brush and then you get this super, super, super impactful look. This is not how I like to wear this. This type of metallic texture makes me look crazy. I do not like metallic textures on my eyelids anymore. I just cannot pull them off. So what I like to do is I just dot a tiny little dot on my eyelid and then I just blend it out and I tap it out, blend it out with my finger, shear it out, and then I just have this really soft sheer dusting of glitter. That's how I'm able to get really great longevity and a really pretty soft diffused look. So for me, the longevity is the best part. I've heard from some friends that applying this like in a thicker layer to get more of that intense metallic finish, it takes a really long time to set. And by the time it sets, it ends up looking really creased and weird. So just proceed with caution. But do you need this? Is this going to change your life? Probably not. I am glad that I have them because, like I said, it's a really nice, quick and easy throw on, long wearing sheer glitter top coat option. It's almost like an easy liquid version of one of these Makeup by Mario glitters. In terms of fragrance, I ended up buying a little travel size of Glossier Fleur in the Sephora sale because I sprayed it on my skin the day it came out. The initial spray of it, it smelled very much like sunscreen. It was like a beachy sunscreen scent on my skin for a good 2 hours, and then it faded away into a really beautiful sun-kissed skin scent. This does not smell like that at all. Now I'm second guessing myself, and I like this less. The apricot note in this one is a lot more pronounced. I barely smelled any apricot when I smelled it initially. I can really smell that tartness, and I don't like it. I'm craving something that's the complete opposite. So I've just been wearing my dusty sandalwood. This is Tam Dao by Diptyque. This has been my antidote. This is not floral, it's not fruity, it's not sweet at all. It's just a dusty, woody fragrance. So I've just been reaching for this. And this was kind of a bust. I don't know, maybe just the way that it's reacting with my skin right now. The apricot is very prominent, and there's just that tartness mixed with the floral of the ylang ylang and the ambroxan is just not vibing with my nostrils. That's the current fragrance update. Let's finish things off on a high note. I have 3 skincare items that are phenomenal. The first is a body care product, and it's the Necessaire Body Vitamin C. If you have sun damage or hyperpigmentation on your legs, on your arms, anywhere on your body that you're trying to fade, this is a phenomenal product. It has vitamin C, vitamin A, tranexamic acid, enzymes, niacinamide, and terracotta. It is such a beautiful texture. I usually dread putting on body care products because I hate the way a lot of body lotions and body creams feel. This feels amazing. It's just a very, very lightweight serum texture, easy to just apply every single day. I just keep it right on my vanity so that I remember to use it, and I usually just apply it on my legs, on the lower part of my legs. That's where I get more sun damage and more pigmentation, and then at the tops of my arms, and then I apply just a regular body lotion on top. Beautiful. There's no fragrance to it whatsoever. A gorgeous, elegant texture that just makes it really easy to use every single day. So I've been a big fan of that. Then I bought this mask. This is the Activist Manuka Honey Mask. There's an esthetician that I follow on Substack. Her name is Jolie. I will link her Substack below. It's super, super informative. And if you are based in New York City, she also does facials at, I think the spa she works at is called Practice. She has a Substack, and she just gives out so much amazing advice, especially for acne prone skin. And this is one of the masks that she recommends. So I was intrigued. I ordered it, and it is so good. It looks like toothpaste, and it's Manuka honey. It feels very thick. I tried to lick it. It was kind of bitter. So I wouldn't recommend putting this in your tea or anything, but it's very much a honey texture, so it is kind of sticky. But applying this on skin that's a little bit of damp makes it easier to spread. And then you wait 20 minutes, a half an hour, and then you just rinse it off. And this makes my skin so incredibly soft and smooth and soothed. Manuka honey is incredible. It's anti-inflammatory capabilities. It's antibacterial, so it's great for soothing irritated skin from breakouts. It promotes healing. It's also ever so slightly exfoliating. It's just a joy to use. And you can use this product as a cleanser as well. It says here, use as a daily cleanser by applying a small amount to damp skin and massage in circular motions before rinsing. You can also use it as a spot treatment. I just use this all over my face, usually once a week, twice a week if I'm feeling fancy, but the way my skin looks and feels after I take this off is, it's gorgeous. Great type of mask to have on while I take a bath. This entire brand, their whole thing is Manuka honey. It's straight out of New Zealand. Another product that I ordered because of Jolie, the Lion Pear Acne Cream. This is a Japanese product, and she discovered it when she was in Japan. And I'm so happy that I was able to find it on Yes Style. This is what it looks like. A really great spot treatment for acne. It's topical ibuprofen, which is great for those inflamed, painful, red papules or pustules or any type, if you get like a cystic under the skin, sore, red, bump. This has topical ibuprofen, and it also has some topical antibacterial ingredients that will help soothe the redness and the inflammation of the blemish, and it will also help kill the bacteria that's inflaming the skin in a very, very, very gentle way. It is not drying at all. It has a very lightweight lotion texture. You know, I just dot it on any areas, then I go to bed, and usually by the morning, the redness is just completely taken down, and it does this without irritating or drying out my skin. A lot of the times, spot treatments, whether it's sulfur, benzoyl peroxide, or salicylic acid, they can be quite harsh and drying on the skin. What I liked about this product is that it was a different ingredient profile that I haven't tried before, and that it was really, really gentle. It was able to help tone down the inflammation and help the blemish heal faster without drying out my skin. So that was awesome. That's about it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, is there anything new that you've been loving? We'll be talking about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.